Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? It's been a minute, right? I know. I took a few months off. Actually not on purpose. I'm not even gonna tell you that. Time just goes so fast. But I'm back. I'm back. Hope you're doing okay. Um, I want to talk about I talked to a couple people, right? I talked to a lot of people. And so a lot of my topics come from some of the conversations that I have. And I spoke to a couple people that I kind of want to expound on our discussion. So one of them was a gentleman, and he shared with me that, he just said he was tired. He said, I've applied for 30 jobs and I've been rejected for all of them. He said, I'm tired. And, sometimes I'm not sure what to say because I'm careful with my words because I truly believe that life and death is in the power of the tongue. You can tell somebody something to inspire them and motivate them, and then you can say something to somebody that will totally knock them down, and they'll remember it for the rest of their life, and they will internalize what you said. So I'm very careful about what I say, and so I asked him, why did he think that he was getting the rejections? And he said he wasn't sure. And then, I do like an analysis, and I've shared this with some of you out there, but, and I try to find a disconnect, right, in what's happening. And so we are going to work together, but he wanted to take some time for himself and just really see if he wanted to continue down the road of applying for jobs or doing his own thing, like starting his own business. So that's kind of how we left it. But I couldn't help but think about him, and especially when it comes to men, a lot of men tend to suffer in silence. And I know I have more of a female audience, but I'm sure you probably know a man or men, right, that internalize their thoughts and their feelings and don't really share. So I have to commend this guy for even reaching out, and also being vulnerable, right? And so I want to just share that I recognize that it can be tough. I know I do my best to motivate and inspire and, give tough love on all my platforms and all of that. But, I do recognize it. It does get hard, and you can feel a type of way. You can feel like, you know what, I'm done with this. All these nice words and everything, they're not helping me pay my bills. So I do get it. Um, but I want to just say that one, um, it's good to get it out. It's good to talk to somebody, especially when you're feeling like there is no hope, or if that you're feeling rejected. And I want to share that you are not being rejected. It may be your experience or your skill set, that someone may have more of, but you personally are not being rejected. A company doesn't say and think about, let's reject Kelly. What they tend to think is, oh, Sarah is a better fit than Kelly. And then they continue to move on. So it's not personal. Although it feels that way, it's not personal. And a lot of times when a door closes, it's for your benefit. It can tell you a lot of things. Like, maybe I need to pause and figure out why I keep getting rejected. Do I need to reskill? Do I need to change my resume? Am I not coming across clear on the value that I can provide to a company? If you keep going and just keep going, and if you keep getting rejections, at some point, you should want to stop and say, wait a minute. I can't keep going down this path. I need to figure this out. right? You want to stop. It's okay to stop. Even though the bills are coming in. Like I said, I get it. But you got to fix you first. It starts with you. It's just like on the airplane, you know how they tell you to put your mask on first and then put the mask on the person beside you, or if you have a child, put it on them after you. It's because you have to be okay first. Then you can move on. The same with your career. You have to figure out what it is that you need to do now to get a better outcome. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to continue to get the same thing. Pressure is a privilege. It makes you better. It can make you better, I should say. But you have to decide, because it's in those moments that you figure out, am I going to do this? Do you believe in yourself? Are you going to bet on you? Or are you just going to go down for the count? You going to fold? Or are you going to dust yourself off and say, no, I know my value. I know my worth. I'm better than this. You have to take the initiative and be responsible and accountable for what is occurring, and have the foresight to pause and not just keep going down the same wrong path. You can feel sorry for yourself. You can feel victimized. You can feel like the world is against me, that nobody wants me. I'm a failure. I'm a reject. All of those things. If you keep feeding yourself that's exactly what you're going to be full of. Because whatever you eat, it shows. So you have to decide, I am better than this. I can get more for myself. And if you need guidance to do that, be smart enough, wise enough to know that I need help. I need direction. I need guidance, mentorship, leadership, whatever the case may be, coaching. Don't just sit there. And I want you to know that once you figure this out, that it may be me and not them, you're already on the road. You're already on the path to course correcting. Because for you, that might be the case. It may just be a course correction. If you're in a job right now that you can't stand, you feel stuck, you don't like your manager, you don't like the environment because it's toxic, it may be hostile, there may not be any room for growth. You may want to transition into something else because you don't like the industry. Whatever the case may be, it's all on you. Nobody gonna tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, it's time to go right now. And I know it's scary. It does take courage because you're used to the familiar, and we all get very comfortable. But you do not want to wait 50 years from now, 40 years from now, 30 years from now, 20 years from now, when you can't work anymore, and wonder if all you have is now. That's it. Tomorrow isn't promised and yesterday is gone. All you got is right now. Dust yourself off. You are not a reject. You are not a failure. You're not in depression. You can pause and say, okay, let me figure this out. If you need help, you know how to reach out to me. Contact me. Or reach out to someone, a mentor, or an elder even. That's why I miss my grandmother so much. But I have a ton of coaches. Because I know and I recognize that we're not meant to be alone. It's just not in man and female relationship. It's period. We're not meant to do this thing alone.